Well, good morning. How's it going? Let my car warm up a little bit. Yeah, so how to get through this, what do they call it? What's a good word for it? For me anyways, things I go through, it's like all the nerds behind the screens. Like last night, I had a failure, so every time I have a failure, it's like clockwork. I know the pattern. In the spiritual realm, every time you lose a battle, it's an invitation to something else, and you have to go through it at that point. And this was the same invitation. I knew it was coming. It's where you close your eyes and all of a sudden something enters you and you battle these hundreds of thoughts. But this time I knew it was coming, so I was like, all right, I know it's coming, so I need to do something a little different to alleviate it. And so I kept my eyes open, and I fought it, and I shook it off. I tried to get back on the horse immediately. I knew the answer. Obviously, 4 beers is 4 beers too many. Usually when it's past the 2 mark, temptation gets real strong. And so that's a battle for me anyways. And I also, I had this dream, right, where I was like with the bat or the hammer or whatever, and I was smashing these computer screens, because sometimes I get mad at the government and how much they watch us, especially in private moments like that. Like whenever you're sinning and you don't want to sin, or whenever you're enjoying something and there's computer things all over you, it's kind of crazy. You get mad sometimes. And then so when I woke up this morning, the first commercial was a guy with a bat breaking computers, and that doesn't make it better. That makes me want to grab that thing even more and smash those damn computers even more, because it really brings your realities to come to pass. All your deepest fears are they're really happening, right? And so this Twilight Zone, you got to block it out, man. You got to block it out and try to just keep living. That's why I'm here in this small town, because at least it's kind of seems small. But reality is simple, it's not, the government is watching everybody. They're watching me like crazy. I mean, my thoughts became on a screen, and it's almost like they're calling me in there and saying, here, take your bat and go smash this stuff. And I'm like, okay, so I was talking on this dating site, trying to, find some movies, Netflix and chill, with some person. And, and when I say Netflix and chill, I really mean sit on the couch and watch a movie. I'm different than other people. But so, and if that happens, whatever. But my thing is sit on the couch and literally watch a movie. But so when you're going through life, there was one lady, she was a Christian woman, supposedly, but I felt total a judgmental, yeah, right. And she proved me right anyway, because I asked her a question, probably the first introduction, and she comes at me how am I testing you and this and that, and she made fun of my teeth, and I'm like, she said I was on drugs, and it reminded me of some other person I know. And because men, we study patterns too, when you're living this lonely life, we also study patterns too. So you got to remember patterns of same women, because a lot of women travel in the same patterns as well. And you ever notice, you'll talk to one woman, all of a sudden you're thinking about 3 other women you've been with before, same pattern. You're seeing the same exact pattern in them. And that's why you got to be okay, I'm out. But most of the time, these women who use God as a crutch, you won't even be able to get a last word in. You'll try to say something and they'll already block you or something. And I'll type it anyways, because I know I have a book, and stuff and pages. And so, you still try to type it out. But, all right, my car's warmed up. Some coffee. So I got this new routine, whenever I wake up. When I got here back to Decatur, Illinois, I'll go find an old road and just get this bad boy up to, it says it can go 140, so I wanted to try it once, but the governor kicks in at 119 and a half, and it'll just rev out, and rev down, and you can't go past 119 and a half. So yeah, 119, right? That's funny. Yeah, 119. And so there's some cool corners over here you can get going, 100 miles an hour. And if I had a new car right now, I'd probably do some donuts. I'd go in circles and just, woo, you know, that would be so cool and fun. But so that's a routine. I'm really getting back into the whole, you know, by myself thing, and kind of wait and see how this week goes before I start going to the gym. I kind of want to go to work before I start going to the gym because of gas, because I live outside of town. So I want to wait till I like go to work or before work or after work, and then go hit the weights. See what I'm saying? 'Cause that way you can just get everything done. And yeah, you gotta get yourself a little routine, you know, if you want to make it through these dark days. If you're a Lone Ranger, you know, because you gotta get yourself a routine. Try to meet somebody. You know, I have my goals set already. I'm looking for 1, 2 will be great, but I'm happy with 0. You know, that's kind of like this mode I fly in and fly under and live by, because it's just the facts, dude. It's just the facts. You know, you're a blessed individual if you have family still and you can like drop by mom's house or dad's and eat dinner a couple times a week. Like, that's a great thing. And if you're not taking advantage of that, you're loco and you're cabeza. You know what I'm saying? But that's between you. Most people who have that won't appreciate it, and most people who don't have it would appreciate it. That's just how life goes. If you have it, you don't appreciate it. If you don't have it, you value it so much. That's kind of like the whole lessons of learning on these roads. So, but I want to recommend that you really appreciate it. Like the next time you get to just drop off at mom's house, and mom's normal. Like if you have a normal mom who's like, "Hey son, come on in, I got something in the oven." Like, you're rare, dude. You are rare. Like, you hang on to that. You know, like that's normal living. You know, all the things you have that are normal living, try to recognize first. You know, because some of you think you're Lone Rangers, but you're not. You know, some of us were Lone Rangers, but there's potential out there, but you just don't know how to go grab it, right? And so try to go grab some of it. And you can't do that unless you self-evaluate. And you can't self-evaluate unless you look at what you have, you right? Evaluation is all about like taking inventory on what you have and what you don't have. And so make sure you do that. And one thing I would do is, if you have the togetherness of the family, it's like striking gold. Make sure you take advantage of it, right? And if not, you know, I would recommend doing your recon mission in spurts and seasons. It will drain the hell out of you. I mean, you will have nothing left when you aim to reconcile. And trust me on that one. But you got to find the reward in it too. You know, like I saved my brother. There was a reward in that. Not money or nothing, but I, you know, saved his ass. you get some yeah. You're like, you were drowning, fool. I jumped in there and saved you like Jesus saved Peter, dude. And so, you know, there's that right there. And I tried to do that with my entire family, which was probably wrong, you know. So like, if I can go back in time, right, and save Timothy, I would have manned up and stayed here. I wouldn't have been threatened by his energy or his dreams. Now I'd have been all, "What's up, fool? Am I in your dream? You want a piece?" I would have just came at him like that, you know. But, you know, with family, how it is different, right? And so, but if I could have went back, I would have just stayed here, kept building, got a better job. But I'm kind of dysfunctional, so like, you know, I was at the stage where I wasn't healed either, so I wanted to run from it. I'm like, man, what is this? You know, I shouldn't have all this drama in my life. And you know, but you can't go back. So, but if I could, that's the thing I would do. So when you do try to help someone to reconcile, patience, you need patience, and you got to be able to like keep your cool, you know. You got to kind of look at it like, you know, you're going and dragging a drug dealer or somebody off the street, right? What are you expecting when they come into your house and they invade your life? You brought them there. So imagine what it would be similar to you pulling someone off the street, man. And your house is going to be upside down, you know? And that's where I went wrong. I expected, you know, streets of gold after saving my brother. And see, that's my fault. I was like, how come everything's going great? And it's like, alcoholism, drugs. You know, you pulled somebody out of a dark pit You know, the pit, dude, you jumped in there and saved their ass. And so all hell's gonna be against you. But, you know, today, challenge yourself to find out if you have any gold lingering around. Because a lot of us do, but we don't even recognize it because we don't know how to value what gold really is. And I'm guilty of this as charged, you know, in life. And I don't want you to be guilty of this. I want you to be able to notice gold, notice silver, notice bronze, and be able to see the difference between the three, all right? And your life will be a lot easier, even though it's going to get a lot darker, right? Because in dark moments, people always want to hang on to, you know, something. Gold, family, love, right? So my principles of finding one best friend, possibly two, but I'm happy with zero, is obviously value, right? Why would I want a best friend? Because I can get off work. She's there. I can call her. At this point, I'll probably say her. I mean, you know, it'd be nice to have a her. And, you know, and they're there. You can talk. You can bullshit with each other. And it's kind of cool, kind of fun. And, you know, they're there. It's something you can treasure, right? And same goes from her to you. So that's why. And then the secondary is something where you can have another fallback, right? But happy with zero, that's a tough one. Because most people would rather have the group of 15 fake friends, even though they really have zero. See, when I say zero, it's because most cliques aren't true friends. You know, most people who are hang out and stuff, they're not true friends at all. So like if the average person hangs out with 20 people, I guarantee you 19 or probably those 20 are not even real genuine friends, right? And so in reality, when it comes to your trueness, you probably have zero or maybe one. That's where my principle comes from, is the one, maybe two, but I'm happy with zero thing. Because if you can't find one, you can't find two, odds are you probably have zero friends. And then the 20 you have right now are probably not real. And see, this all goes back to where, remember I said if you can go down and see mama and she's normal, like, see, that is gold. If you have a dad who will cook dinner for you, and or you have a sister who will actually call you by your name, that stuff's freaking real, dude. That's real stuff. And if you have that, you might want to cling on to it because that's just real. You know, and hang on to that stuff, dude. And so this is your lesson today. If you're watching this video, when you walk in your mom's house or your dad's house, do you sense that normalness, togetherness? Do they call you out and they're like, hey, do you want to sit down? And then go in your room or something and ask yourself, have you ever not noticed this? Because that's your first step in noticing something that's worth having, dude. Take that one to the bank and sign it.